This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Welcome to yet another edition of News Tonight with me, Ashmit Kumar. Now, a lot has been happening and some critical questions were raised today, whether it's about the loan scam or whether it's about the land scam, questions being raised, or about the Sterlite Industries and their future at the Tuticorin plant again. So a lot of important questions being raised. Another one is, how easy is it for you to get your hands on a gun? That's one question that we will be raising with Mr. Satyanarayanan, who's joining us here in the studios with us, who'll tell us how difficult or easy is it for you to get your hands on a weapon. So that's the story that we'll be focusing on tonight. Again, the big story that we have our attention on. But first, let's take a look at the headlines. Deep impact. NDTV Hindu's expose on the land scam rocks Tamil Nadu in the political fallout. CPM reacts to the reports.
I appeal to Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, please to look into the matter fully and cancel all the applications.
They should be criminally penalized for this type of action.
Locked and loaded, the safety is off as gun trade booms in the city. Get a piece for just 5,000 rupees. UN calls for a probe after visual proof of gross war crimes committed by the Rajapaksa regime. Lankan Tamils humiliated, tortured and killed. Water woes of a different kind. Cuddalore on a high alert due to floods. Rains claimed 7 more lives overnight.
The rains have stopped here, but still the anxiety continues on the water that could come from the other districts and make things worse for people here in Cuddalore.
And activists say Tuticorin now has an uncanny resemblance to Bhopal thanks to Sterlite Industries.
Child were to accidentally consume 3.5 grams of that soil, he or she would face very serious health consequences.
US Ambassador Timothy Romer gets candid with our executive editor Sanjay Pinto.
You need to stop the leaks from taking place, and we hope to vigorously prosecute this person.
Theatre artists slip into six-pack mania. The fitness fever consumes the theatre artists. Well, so much for developments from around your city. Let's also have a look at developments from around the country. Another embarrassment for B.S. Yediyurappa. Minister resigns after an FIR is filed against him by the Lokayukta over a land scam. The Supreme Court clears Mayawati's controversial Noida park with conditions. Statues can't exceed 25% of the park. The Civil Aviation Ministry objects to a steep hike in airfares as proposed by the private airlines. After standing firm, Chief Vigilance Commissioner Thomas may finally resign before the Supreme Court hearing on Monday. 26 years on, after outrage over the June verdict, many of the promises made to Bhopal disaster victims have not been kept. And MS Dhoni is now the king of good times. He signs a deal with Vijay Mallya's UB Group for a massive 26 crore rupees. Now, the big story, of course, NDTV Hindu has rocked the state of Tamil Nadu and the powerful elite seated in the seat of power in Chennai. In a land scam for perhaps the record books, NDTV Hindu uncovered a dirty trail of questionable land allotments, to say the least. NDTV Hindu cornered in on fake social worker certificates being used, or rather abused, to manipulate the system into securing land in the city's most posh and affluent neighborhoods. With a few token gestures of self-oriented social work, the alleged beneficiaries availed of the provisions meant for people with genuine and honest intent. The political dimensions also came into the foray, as with association of many beneficiaries to known political figures. Now, after the NDTV Hindu caught the scamsters pulling the trigger, the recoil of the land scam expose has caught the self-serving social workers off guard. The entire state is reeling in a sense of shock. Reactions are coming in from political parties and social workers alike. And the dust has not even settled on Raja's misadventures with the 2G Spectrum saga, and these developments, as revealed by NDTV Hindu, have raised a storm in the circles of power. After an embarrassed BJP in Karnataka over Yediyurappa's alleged land scam, and Congress being left red-faced in Maharashtra after Ashok Chavan's alleged involvement in the Adarsh Society housing scam, what fate awaits the political stakeholders here in Tamil Nadu? A scam of such proportions is likely to leave the now exposed scamsters reeling. In reactions coming in from political circles, the CPM and the TMTK have slammed the government. They have also demanded that the allotments be revoked immediately.
So I appeal to Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, please to look into the matter fully and cancel all the applications and ask them to please return the money to them. Otherwise, this scam, minister's daughter is getting here some plot. They are claiming them, they are all social workers. So it's very unfortunate. Tamil Nadu is, I think it's going back to us.
For others, I think this should not stop with cancelling the allotment, that they should be criminally penalized for this type of action, and all those people who have been responsible for granting houses on the basis of fake social service certificate, they should also be punished.
And those were, of course, political reactions coming into that critical story here. But what about the beneficiaries or the alleged beneficiaries? Yasoda, one of the Tamil Nadu Congress MLAs indicted in the land scam, has vehemently refuted all the allegations levelled against her and said that she is entitled to own the land allotted to her. Now this, even as she enlisted cases of social service.
கல்யாணம் பண்ணிக்கிறதுக்கு வசதி இல்லாதவங்களுக்கெல்லாம் கல்யாணம் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கிறேன். ஹேண்டிகேப்டுங்களுக்கெல்லாம் ட்ரைசைக்கிள் கொடுத்துட்டுக்கிறேன். சுனாமி வந்த நேரத்தில் கூட ஒரு 150 மூட்டை அரிசி வாங்கி எல்லாருக்கும் நான் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணிருக்கிறேன். இன்னும் கூட சொல்லணும்னு சொன்னாக்கா, நான் வசதி இல்லாத யங்ஸ்டர்ஸுங்களுக்கெல்லாம் கூட சைக்கிள் என்னுடைய இதில் நான் ஏதோ வருமானத்தில் நான் உங்களுக்கு பண்ணி கொடுத்துருக்கிறேன். இதெல்லாம் என்கிட்ட ஃபோட்டோவோடு எல்லாம் இருக்குது. அது மாதிரி நான் ஒவ்வொரு ஃபங்க்ஷனும் பண்ணிட்டு தான் இருக்கிறேன். இல்லம்மா, அது எனக்கு வீடு இல்லை, எங்க பிரதர். நான் தனிக்கட்ட ஒரு ஆள், எனக்கு என்ன ஃபேமிலி எதுவும் கிடையாது. எங்க பிரதர் அவங்க வீட்டில் தான் நான் இருக்கிறேன்.
Now, meanwhile, even as the focus now shifts to the Tamil Nadu Housing Board, the officials are scampering away from the media glare and are looking to find shelter behind closed doors. And even as our reporter Shabir Ahmed tried to get reactions of Ashok Dogra, the TNHP secretary, we were being offered flimsy excuses. And some other disturbing developments. By now, you would have seen the video we are now about to talk. Aired by Britain's Channel 4, this is a chilling video of Sri Lankan soldiers allegedly executing and torturing naked, blindfolded men and women said to be members or sympathizers of the LTTE. Now, the pro-LTTE Tamilnet website identified one of the women as a journalist, Shobha. Channel 4 said that the video was shot just before the final triumph of Sri Lankan troops over the Tamil Tigers in May last year. Now, the soldiers are heard talking to themselves, and Channel 4 claimed that the conversation suggests that the women were sexually assaulted before the executions. Now, the killings took place in a field littered with naked bodies. British media quoted Rajapaksa as saying that the Sri Lankan army did not kill any civilians during the war and that the video is fake. Now, Channel 4 said that it could not independently verify the authenticity of the video. Meanwhile, the Ministry of External Affairs in India has refused to comment on these visuals. Now, a section of advocates in the Madras High Court today protested demanding trial of the Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapaksa for what they termed as war crimes. Now, the war video purportedly taken towards the end of Sri Lanka's war with Tamil Tiger rebels last year has created an international outcry. The advocates raised slogans seeking action against the war crimes committed by Mahinda Rajapaksa. Now, we're heading into a small break, but on the other side, meet the US Ambassador to India, Timothy Romer, in a conversation with our executive editor, Sanjay Pinto.